He thought he could put something from your past in front of you and get you stuck there again. But instead, you kept moving. And then I realized something else. That's exactly what Mary did in John chapter 20. Mary came to the tomb, discovered that the stone had been rolled away, that Jesus had risen again. She runs into him afterwards. And then what did she do? She ran. The stone was rolled away, Mary running. And in my dream, I hear, you got out strategized. And I started running. And I don't think that's insignificant. The enemy thought he had you trapped. He thought the stone was too heavy. He thought the opposition would keep you stuck. He thought what happened to you would define the rest of your story. He thought he could put something from your past in front of you and get your eyes off of what God is taking you into. But what the enemy didn't account for was the resurrection of Jesus. He got out strategized. And now that the stone has been rolled away, he's already been defeated. It's time to run. Run towards what the Lord has called you into. And then later that morning, the Father brought me to something Jesus said about vindication. In Luke 18, there's a widow crying out to a judge, and she's saying, grant me justice, protect me from my oppressors. And she keeps asking him. She refuses to stop. And eventually Jesus says, don't you know that God, the true judge, will grant justice to those chosen ones who cry out to him night and day? God will give swift justice to those who don't give up. And then Jesus asks this question: when the Son of Man comes, will he find this kind of faith on the earth? That's what this is about. Faith that says, I don't have to vindicate myself. I don't have to keep fighting my oppressor. I don't have to keep staring at the stone. I don't have to keep looking backward. My Father is the judge, so I can run. Some of you have spent enough time standing at the tomb. Some of you have spent enough time in your cave season. Some of you have spent enough time walking around in the wilderness, knowing God's called you to walk into the promised land, but you keep allowing other things maybe from your past to pull you back into it. You spent enough time staring at what happened. You spent enough time trying to understand why somebody did what they did. You've spent enough time checking on things God has already delivered you from. Give it to the judge. Isaiah 2:4-5 says, he will judge fairly between the nations and settle disputes among many peoples. And then immediately after he says, O house of Jacob, come let us walk in the wonderful light of Yahweh.